Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 8, Volume 2. This week, I've selected a tape from my friend Eduardo. Eduardo is in Spain, so we're looking forward to some Spanish products on this particular tape. That's what we're hoping for, some Spanish games. We had a few last time round, actually. There were some very good ones, actually, from the Topo Soft range of games. Anyway, the reason this tape drew me to it, and I think it's really weird because it says it's a 46, a D46. I don't know what D46 is. Is that like 46 minutes on this side of the tape? I've never heard of a D46. Does it say anything else on the other side? No, just D46. TDK D46. Now, this is like one of the early tapes that I did. Was a TDK, and it was a bit of hit and miss, if I'm absolutely honest. But anyway, what drew me to this, funnily enough, is the fact that somebody's coloured it red obviously with a felt tip marker, and it's got a kind of shining feel. I feel like that we're going to have hallways of blood while we load it, so that while we do it, and some strange twins talking to me, and a child running around, and Jack Nicholson smashing through the door, shouting, was it "Here's Johnny"? Was that the words? "Here's Johnny." When he blasts through the door, it's quite funny. But I can't make out anything particularly other than beyond this one, and you can see the red beautifully through there. Which one says "micro mild" or something similar? I can't work out any of the other text. I've tried. You can all help yourselves and pause, and if you can see anything, you can see anything there. See something there. This actually says side B. Somebody's written there, but actually that's also side B. So it's very confusing. I have no idea. I've tested. We've got sound on both sides. We have specky sounds on both sides. I have no idea what we're expecting to find. But without further ado, I'm going to put The Shining into the tape drive. I'll speak to you soon. Right, the tape is in the drive and we're ready to go. So we'll go down to the old favourite, basic 148K, and we'll do my favourite, load dit or load speech marks. I'll push the start button. Play button, not even on the tape cassette. Now, we've got this in here. Now, I've given it a good clean for using the tape cleaner that my friend Daryl sent me. And also, I'd like to say thank you, Daryl, and I might post it on the screen if I can get it in a second. I have no idea what this is. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Definitely Spanish. Yeah, but thanks to Daryl for the tape cleaning, and thanks for the little gift of animated strip poker. So I'll put that on the screen right now so you can see it. I have no idea what this is. We're going straight away into something Spanish from the whole thing, and it's actually loading as well. So the tape drive's obviously nice and clean today. To be fair, it's a nice strong signal. We are on the shining side of the tape. It's the bright red coloured. I don't know why. Side of the tape, but we'll give it a go. Kojo Tuti? I don't know. Tui? Kojo Tui? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what it is. This might be Spanish naughty stuff for all I know. Probably completely not though. Adapto for a poor something or other. I would assume adapto is adapted for primey. I don't know what primey is. What's primey? Anyway, so we got this anyway. We'll find out what this is. I'm excited actually. It's exciting to find out what it is. I've got my coffee and I'm staying on the microphone this time round. Sorry, I wandered off last week. I was on a sort of. I kept on looking up above my head for things, and I kept on wandering around looking for tape drives. Now I have actually set myself up quite nicely to this week with my tape cassette recorder beside me rather than on the floor or my lap like I normally end up with it. So if we have to go to the backup unit, it is there. So we'll give that a try. I really need to find though, because Daryl sent me a quick email and he said you should maybe change the drive belt in the tape drive, and I'm always terrified by drive belts. They scare me because to be fair, it's rubber bands in places that I have to reach at, and I don't like doing that kind of stuff. Plus, without my glasses on, I can't see a blooming thing. I'd have to get a magnifying glass out probably to find out where I'm going. But the point is it's there. So got my coffee. I hope you've got yourself a beverage too. I'm just gonna have a quick sup of the old coffee.
some point, somebody's going to come along and sponsor it. You're going to see it along the bottom there, sponsored by my favourite brand, Dow Egberts. We're going to be sponsored by them at the bottom there. That's what. Well, one day they're going to do that. They don't even have to sponsor me for cash, just unlimited coffee forever. But I would take cash too, obviously, if they offered that. Only small truckloads full, though. We'll go with that, but here we go. It's not quite as good, though. I'm not quite as sexy as those Anthony Head things from years ago for, was it Nescafe Gold, wasn't it? Do you remember Nescafe Gold adverts back in the day? And Anthony Head was there, and I can't remember what's the name of the actress that he used to play opposite, and he was kind of like the next door neighbour. Oh, I thought it was finished for him there. He was the next door neighbour, and she was living next door, and I'm sure that he came round and shook his fist sort of at her and sort of said, I'm here with my coffee, come see me. And they ran it as like a series of adverts as well. Do you remember when they used to do that? They actually had like a series of adverts with him in it. And in fact, it wasn't the first time they'd done series. There was other series along the way. There was also, if you think about it, you go back in time, you had the J.R. Hartley. Do you remember that? When they used to phone up the bookshops and he was using the yellow pages and he used to phone up, what's your name, sir? J.R. Hartley. Do you have the Fly Fishing by J.R. Hartley? And he was looking for his book, basically. And it's like his name was obviously J.R. Hartley. But I'm sure there was 2 adverts in that little mini series, and we were all rooting for J.R. Hartley, weren't we? We wanted him to find his fly fishing book. That was what we were looking for. Fly fishing was the one. I have no idea what this is. It's doing something else now. We seem to be just eating through tape and doing a huge load of something. Tutti, something or other. I have no idea what this is. No idea. Gaza Soft, like in, Paul Gascoigne. No, probably not. I think there'd be another Z in there. However, I can imagine him not being able to spell Gaza. I think that would have been possibly past his limit. Oh, we are stopped. We got a funny noise. Oh, there's a lot of fancy stuff going on here. That's kind of clever, isn't it, that wipe of the screen? It looks like we've got knights on horses. I like that upscaled sort of res of it. That's kind of cool. Press a key. This is where I can't read a blooming word of it. Maximum of 2. I assume this is my name. I'll put my name in. Maximum of 2. Maximum of 2. 2? Players equal to 2, I think that is. Oh, okay. That looks like a card game. I wonder what the game is. That's a hell of a shuffle. I'm vitally impressed by the way it's doing a lot of these things, actually. They're quite impressive. What is this? Is this bridge? If it's bridge, I have no idea. What the heck is this? Yes. And then shuffling again. A lot of shuffling going on in this game. Looks a bit... I don't know. I know there's a game called Bridge. I know it was popular once upon a time, and they used to have bridge clubs, didn't they? Do they still have bridge clubs? I don't think they do anymore. There's a bridge club in my city, actually. There is. There's a bridge club in my club in my city. I'm quite surprised, really. I hope it's Snap. I'm good at Snap. Did you ever play Bullshit? That was a great game. That was a really good one. And you basically had to lie about whether or not you had something. So he's got a knight. Yeah. That been is it knight? It's not knight, is it? What is it? King, Queen, Jack. It's a Jack that I'm thinking of. Right, okay, what's the keys? It's the curse keys. No, it's just any key along top court row. So let's... Can I press 1? I want to choose. Try to choose. I'll choose anything at this point. I pressed J. Right, okay, what's he doing? He's thinking. Okay, I don't know what this game is. I don't know what this is this what they call Bridge? Just thinking it's going to put... Yeah. So it's the guy with the horse winning. The one with the jack, I'm guessing that is. Why is there jokers and swords and things like that in here? I don't know what game this is at all. I don't even recognise the playing cards. They're not even the usual sort of ace and clubs and spades and diamonds, are they? What are they? What is this? What is this? What is this, I ask you? I have no idea. Seems like M puts the thing down, so I guess I just choose another green card. But I don't know whether I'm winning or losing by choosing a green card. So, and if I do green card, and it's not M, it must be J, because it was the key near it that I pushed. There we go, J. Why J? I have no idea. Oh, I think I won that one. I don't know how I won that one, but I think I won that one. Yeah. Very weird. All right, I'm in trouble here though because I haven't got one of them, so I'll have to lay whatever I've got out. Yeah, I'm going to do that as well because I got a 2 of swords. And we don't have knitting needles, which is obviously the other one. The guy with the knitting needle wins. The highest knitting needle wins. So you try and get rid of your low cards first. So it's his turn. I was so confused. It may be a very quick game to end, though. Oh, I'm going to put him down. That's got to be worth more. I seem to have a lot of the vases, which is the next one, the red ones on my thing. I get vases. Yeah, that's going to beat mine, whatever it is. It's obviously higher. And that one's not involved at all. Oh, hang on. How does a blue... Oh, I won. I had the highest. That's fine. That's fine. I get that. Excellent. Okay. What is the game? Does anybody recognise it? If you recognise it, put it in the comments below. Be nice to know actually what the game is. It just seems very odd. I've never played this card game before. Okay, so I've got no chance of doing that one. Let's try and get rid of some of my lower ones because there's no point in putting the higher ones in to get rid of it because you really want to win the hand, don't you? I don't know how you... Yeah, he's got that. Right, okay, he had the higher hand. Oh, it's his turn over there. I don't know. I think we should move on though because it's clearly... Well, I mean, we've got a few more hands to go, but the computer seems to think about it an awful lot. There's an awful lot of thinking going on here. A lot more thinking than I would have thought would have gone on with it. I might be able to win this one. Oh, no. There we go. I guess if you've got one of the cards, you've got to... How did I win that? That doesn't make sense. And then him opposite seems to be the one that taken that. All right, okay, it's moving around. This is so weird. I've only got 4 cards left. Should we find out what happens when we end? I have no idea what happens when we end. That must be an ace, I'm guessing. Horsey wins. But why is it ended up on that pile? I don't know. Why is it his turn again and not mine? Am I, like, laying out rubbish cards so I don't get a go? Let's say, we've only got 3 cards left. I'm not even sure who's winning at this point. No idea. Doesn't make any sense. Right. So was that a yellow that went out? Right, let's put the lower one on. So the yellow king should win. I would have thought. No, went on that pile. Why is it gone on that pile? If it redeals after these 3 cards, it's gonna be weird. I'll put that one down because I haven't got anything else. I'm hoping it's my turn at some point. Yeah. The horsey card. This is not... Yeah, that's gone up there as well. Why has it gone into that pile? And yeah, why is it his turn again and not mine? So he's got his that. I've got this. He's got whatever he's got. Yeah, I don't think about it. You've only got one card. There can't possibly be anything else. Right, what happens now? Who won? Okay. He got 42, 30. Huh? I don't know how he's scoring that. I don't know. I don't know what the game is. Do you know what the game is? I have no idea whatsoever. Is it bridge? Because we're working. Maybe we're working together. I don't, because that's what bridge works, isn't it? Well, they got sort of working together feature of the whole thing. It's very bizarre. Right. Okay. On we go. Let's see what else we got on here. It was a good start. We've got one. Very weird though. Not. As I say, not a big. Oh, it was on the actual tape. Here we go. Example. I don't think it's the rapper though. Remember Example? That goes back to MTV days. Those are 80s, aren't they? Was it 80s and 90s? I think it was 80s and 90s. Early 90s maybe. Example program or program example. Love the sound of the Spectrum loading. I was looking forward to doing this one. I recorded the sort of the little intro bit earlier this morning, and I've been out since looking at not log cabins, but cabins for logs, sheds. Is it log shed, where you put your logs for your log burner? I've gone out looking at those. Very unexciting, I'm afraid. Ended up looking at a catalogue with a guy. Okay, catalogue. Weird. Don't think I'm not sure we need one, but we need somewhere to put the logs, because the garage is getting a bit filled with logs at the moment. So I suppose we have to extend out a bit further somewhere else as we go along. Right, Example. No idea. This is such a weird tape. There's really no clues other than that thing at the beginning of it, which was the I can't even remember what it said now. Actually, there was something on the other side anyway that sort of had a words attached to it, but there wasn't anything exciting about those words. Here we go. Master file. All right. Okay. This is your database. Records. Oh, there are some records in here. Right. Okay. Can we display what's in here? Can we see what somebody's put in here before? How do we report on it? Choose a report. See. Example: 1 record per page. Personal information. Oh, right, okay, so that... Oh, no, there's some stuff in here. There is Campbell B.A., admin, department. Right, report 1. Space more. Next page, N. We've got Campbell Systems. Right. Some salary unknown. It's like a database... Oh, God, John in sales was paid quite a lot back in the day. 15,500. Seriously, that would have been decent money back then. So was Keats J. Wow. Okay. There seems to be a few here. South Fork Ranch, Dallas, Texas, USA. J.R. Ewing. Alright. Okay, so they're not real people. They're people from the time. J.R. Ewing was in the Dallas TV program. J.A. Campbell. Who was J.A. Campbell? I'm just thinking now. 13 amp fuse. I think I've gone through all the records now, though. Okay. Yeah, we've gone through all the records. So the space basically tells you how many space for records there are and the other bits and pieces. That's alright, actually. That wasn't too bad. That was quite a quick loader. You could have actually might have had an advantage, that master file, over some of the other ones that you might have seen. So that was actually alright. It's interesting. Fake data, unfortunately. Nothing that we needed to cover the screen over. I like the way somebody's put that sound in there. That's to divide up the loads. Okay, what we got here? I'm excited. VU Calc. I've got a copy of VU Calc, the ZX81 version of it, and I don't really know what to do with it. It came with something, and although I have a ZX81, my ZX81 is more for decoration than actual playing on. So I haven't actually done anything with my ZX81, but I have VU Calc for it. And I also have this other one, this tax program as well, which is comes in a beautiful cardboard box. And I sometimes wonder myself, I feel I should return it to the Spectrum community, certainly to the ZX81 community, because I feel that they should have it. But the thing is, I don't know whether there's any value in it, or whether it's worth a swap or something like that for something that's ZX Spectrum-y, because that's what I prefer in the long run. I never had a ZX81. I had one friend with a ZX81. And I remember going to his house, and we loaded a game. It was a really bizarre thing, because we loaded a game that was... and you see, I had a Spectrum, and obviously I'd seen the Spectrum graphics by then, and he didn't have a Spectrum. He had this X81. He had the old 128K. Yeah, that was going to happen on the ZX81. Maybe there is actually 128K nowadays, but 16K module on the back, with the old blue tack on to ensure that it stayed in position. And we loaded up this game, and I can't even remember particularly much about the game. I just remember that the graphics, it was black and white, which of course they are, and the graphics were not as impressive as I would have liked at the time. I'm sure they were quite clever. Oh, right, it's a spreadsheet. It's a spreadsheet. So we can put numbers into it. I've never actually loaded VU Calc. I assume we push that, and then enter. Oh, I don't know how we move this. Ah, there we go. There's our moving around. That's to start again. So if we put in 200 into there. I always feel the story of the guys who created the spreadsheet it's kind of sad, because these guys does it do the word sum? These guys created the idea of the spreadsheet, and then gave it away for free. And they disappeared into the annals of time, and nobody really remembers these guys who basically took what was a paper-based ledger at the time and turned it into a spreadsheet. And everybody stole it, and everybody stole that idea. Not that it was really something you could copyrightable as such, but I'm sure that there would have been something that would have been there. But they working in, I remember these chaps were working in academia. I'm sure that was where they were, and they just gave it away. It was a freebie. Just as, help yourself, this is it. And to be fair, some of the greatest innovations in computer technology have come from freebies. I mean, take the entire thing that most mobile phones run on, including not iOS, but certainly on the Android front. That's a Linux core. That's a freebie. They used a freebie core there to create that, and that's running almost all, a few billion mobiles. That's a certain, and devices. And then you've got email itself, the old SMTP email. We've got another VU Calc here. SMTP sort of email. That was or your standard email that everybody uses. That was a freebie essentially. It was created by people using what was known as ARPANET back then, which was the internet, to send messages freely backwards and forwards. And it was kind of adopted by everybody, because before that there was a very difficult and structured sort of emailing system, but they needed something simpler, so that's why they created SMTP. And SMTP is the standard for all email pretty much nowadays. Everybody accepts it. Unfortunately, it's a technology that hasn't changed, and because nobody is prepared to give it away for free, a bit like the World Wide Web, the www. Oh, hang on, this is somebody's investments. Oh, right. Commercial internals. Whoever these guys are, pressure pest. There we go. We've got some of their figures. It looks like interesting. Don't think it's well beyond that. I don't think it's very interesting, but it's there. Nothing there. Let's see if there's anything further along. Oh, there's pages. 1983. Actually, they weren't doing badly money-wise. If you look at that, 27,000 in the bank back then. Whew. That's good money. You can times that by 4 to the modern day things, roughly. That's about 100 and something, 105,000, 106,000. It's not bad. That's not bad. Decent money coming in, decent money going out. It's lovely to see somebody actually using it, and there's the mathematical formulas as well. That equals that plus, wow. It's lovely to see somebody actually using it for something that's there. I hope this company still exists and that they're doing well. That would be lovely to know that they've done that. They've actually achieved something after all this time. That was quite cool to see, actually. So this may just be, and I hate to say it, this may just be purely that so far all we've had is we've had a card game. We've had obviously their accounts. This might just be all accounts, I'm afraid. I'm hoping not. Accounts and various business packages, but I hope not. But you never know. Yeah, VU3D. Let's maybe see what comes with this one. This is the program for doing three-dimensional. Let's go back to the old. Let's go back to the old Ant-Attack sort of simile here. Ant-Attack, I think they called their technology when they did three-dimensional, they called it soft solid, I think was what they called it. So soft solid, so software solid, I'm guessing was where they were coming from. So this is VU was it VU3D? Can't remember now. It literally was in front of me. But whatever this is, this VU thing for doing three-dimensional objects was actually I would call it soft solid. It's one of those kind of things. It's a soft solid. So the shining tape has turned out not to be a shining tape, but more something else. Yeah, VU3D. 1982. These are all very early. Oh, this might be finished here. Might be finished there. We'll see. Lovely solid lines today. Beautiful. Cleaned the old tape and it's running beautifully. I don't know what the what the thing at the bottom is that's flashing in letters. I guess that's loading. I'm guessing. I don't know any Spanish, unfortunately. That's the beauty of this, is that it's so new. It could be so random, and it could be all in Spanish, or alternatively, it might not be random at all, and it's just something that was English and imported. So you've got a lot of games, to be honest, are that kind of sort of were sort of English by default, and other languages were secondary often to it, especially back in the 80s. Sup of the old coffee and we'll carry on. Coffee. I have 3D VU within reach. Let me just go grab that. Next to a copy of Horizons. I'm not sure whether we got a dead heat, by the way, last week on the Horizons. I haven't checked the final numbers. I have a feeling that the hit pack, pack 6, actually edged out Horizons in the last second for actually being the tape that I play at the end of the season. So the 10th episode being this particular tape. I think it just edged it out by 1. It was close, but that probably means that next episode we have to do something else. So, let's have a look. Let's see what we go. VU3D is a sophisticated three-dimensional design and display program. Using simple commands, the user may create solid objects or a set of objects in three-dimensional space. Observe, modify, print, and store your dimensional space. Store in such displays. Ooh. Of course, your TV. Of course, on your television, like the retina of the eye. I love the fact that it's all on your telly, like the retina of your eye. How marvelous, marvelous. We can magnify, we can open, we can create, we can take pictures, we can print if you've got the specky printer. Oh, and on side 2, there is examples of the programs itself. Well, that's just fantastic. I think I had this back in the day, though. I will admit that I probably had this back in the day, and I never loaded it. And my copy that I've got here is nicely rewound, and I've never loaded it. It's just one of those games that there's kind of lots of them that appear there. Now I have no idea, but it's because it's all in Spanish. 2. I don't know what that means. Display 6. 1. No, I don't want that. It's recording something. I don't want to do that. That's saving, isn't it? That's going to record something. We don't want to do that. Can I press the brake key? Yeah. Oh, does it take me back? Ah! I've broke it. Oh, goodness, I've broke it. It's not that exciting, don't you worry. We're not missing anything. Let's hope there's some more games on this tape. This is a weird tape. This is a very weird tape. I'm excited, but we are about halfway through. It's a weird. I said before. It says 46 minutes. It's kind of a weird size as well. Or D46. I'm assuming it's actually a 60-minute tape, and I say that because I put it against another 60-minute tape and it looked like a 60-minute tape. But it's interesting. It says 46 for some reason. This may be the examples. Possibly. No games thus far. I'm really disappointed. I'm hoping side 2 has some games on it. This has all been business. We've been working on our business side of our company today. Today, in 1992 or 1982, 1982. This will be the software that Sir Clive used in his offices when he was programming, when he was doing his bits and pieces. I don't know. Do you know something? I wonder how much he actually used the computers himself. Do you think he actually did sit and use the computers himself? I'm sure he knew. He knew it. He knew the technology. Let's be honest. He knew the technology. But do you think he actually had a specky set up to work his business? I would like to think he did. I think that certainly Amstrad would have been able to do that. They would certainly been able to use because the CPC was kind of a good business machine in the sense with the floppy drive and all the other bits and pieces went to that, even if he went with the 3-inch drive that nobody ever used and only he did use. But he actually had a business machine, because you had the monitor and all the other stuff. I mean, you could have seen that sitting in an office, the full shebang. Even a Commodore would have done the same. That Commodore would have been the same sort of thing. I'm hoping this is the example, by the way, for that VU 3D that we didn't load, so we can see that loading. Anyway. But I would like to think that they actually had those things in their offices, at least some of them, because otherwise it would have just been back to the old style sort of electronic typewriters, which are great, but obviously weren't computers. I mean, the only time I really touched computers, we used to have them in odd classrooms when I was a kid. We used to have the BBC B. That was the big thing. We had the BBC B with the floppy drive, the 5 1/4 floppy drive, those discs of the very thin floppy paper-based sort of almost discs that went in, and we had those kind of things within our things, and they always had that BBC monitor with them as well. It always had a very sharp, bright white glow. Do you remember that? You had a black screen with a very bright white sort of glow. It always seemed to be anyway, and we always had those, and there was always those games and that you played on it, and that was sort of educational and whatever else it is. And we used them for word processing as well, as sort of into courses. But it was really hard to actually get your hands on at school, for me anyway, in my generation. It's very hard for us to actually get our hands on a computer unless you actually had one at home. So a Spectrum at home was the kind of the next best option. I always liked the BBC. I always thought the BBC was a cracking computer. I was quite impressed. In fact, I was quite impressed by the Archimedes, which was realistically the successor, the 16-bit successor to the BBC itself. A lovely machine, really lovely machine. Came with its own built-in ROM for a sort of an operating system in its own right, a bit like the Atari ST has one. When you turn Atari ST on, it boots to sort of I guess it's called. I think it's called TOS, and I can't remember what the T stands for, but the other is OS, obviously, and it boots to that by default, so you get that kind of thing. Oh right, okay. I thought 6 was display, but I'm going to press 1. Right. Can I... What's that? That moves it. What rotates it? There must be a rotate button. N for next. No, Z for next. Next. I don't know. Never used it. Don't know what it is. Then abandoner is clearly abandon. Crate, grab. 3. Oh. 4. 5. 1. Enter. Oh no, it's all loading up stuff. They obviously were using it for something though. So that was the examples for it clearly, but I don't know how to display it for you in a good way. As I say, never played with the product, and obviously in Spanish it's a tad difficult for me to work out what to do. And somebody had some real talent to put those sounds on there. I'm very impressed by that. What we got now? Context. We haven't played a single game yet though. I do apologise. This is all, as I say, it's all business. It's all business. It's probably Jack Nicholson's business from when he was up on that mountainside. What was that called? There was a new one recently, wasn't there, which had Ewan McGregor in it, called Doc Sleep. That's it, because the kid was called Doc, wasn't he? And he was, and Ewan McGregor plays the kid, and goes back up to the mountain where all the ghosties and ghoulies are, and all the bits and pieces that go on there. That was I quite liked that one actually. I quite like The Shining though. Shining's a really good movie. Shining's well worth watching. It's very dated now though, because it's quite funny though watching Doc's mum, and I can't remember the names. I can only remember that he was called Johnny. Do you reckon he was called Johnny? I don't know what the wife was called, but the wife is kind of, the kid I think goes off around the town or something similar very early on in the movie, and she's just, smoking a cigarette in the kitchen, and it just seems, nowadays it seems very, 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 very dated indeed. So this is context. This is text. This will be a word processor. I'm hoping maybe the red side was the bad side. Maybe the red side was like all business, and the second side is all marvelous new. I can't believe it's loading. Actually, to be honest with you, it's just sod's law, isn't it? All the business stuff actually loads, but the other stuff doesn't. But yeah. We'll write the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, because that uses every letter in the alphabet. That's the easy answer, isn't it? We'll do that in a second. We'll test my keyboard when we load context. There we go. Oh, hang on. Don't stop the tape, I'm guessing. No, don't stop the tape. No, press the L tape. I'm guessing that's what it means. Don't press the stop button. Ventomatic software, 1983. I feel like, do you know something? As a kid now, I feel like I missed a trick with the Spectrum. I used to write games on it, yes. I used to program on it and type on it all the time. But I feel like I missed a trick, really, because clearly you could do your word processing on it and all these other bits and pieces. If I had a little printer as well, I think I could have certainly, done something more exciting maybe with it. Beyond the sort of writing, do you know something? I really miss the fact that unfortunately some of my old cassettes and games have just all disappeared, in the annals of time. I hope somebody somewhere is loading them on the Spectrum, maybe not on YouTube, but loading them on the Spectrum somewhere and going, oh, somebody wrote a program on here. But I doubt it somehow. I think they're gone forever, unfortunately. It was definitely gone forever. Isn't that sad? Makes me sad anyway. So we stop. Yep. Ah, yeah, it's line. It's a word processor. So the quick brown. I like the font. Fox jumped. I can't spell jumped. Hit the wrong key. Jumped over the lazy dog. So that's that one, and then you basically would do that, and it would prove that pretty much every key on the keyboard works. And they do! Hurrah! That's actually quite good. That's not too bad at all. You've got lines, editing, whatever else. Very early word processors were very much just like this. There wasn't very many what you would call ways to access the option menus, if that makes sense. They were just all straight to your screen, straight to whatever font your dot matrix printer could print out, whatever it was, and that was it. That was the there was no finesse. There was none of the stuff that we get nowadays with the word processor, which is actually almost akin to what you would call a publishing package at this point, because there's literally that level of desktop publishing, as they used to call it. All that level of sort of bits and pieces there. So that doesn't really exist back then. Bytes instructions. Right, we'll rewind. We need to do bytes. Okay. Break, load, and extended mode code. Let's do the instructions. I'll see what this is. So we're almost... I hate to say it, it's actually been quite quick. We've almost at the end of the tape here because there's not much to see with the word processing, and I do apologise that there hasn't been any games yet. I have my fingers crossed for the second side, and if it hasn't got any games on it, we might yet play that animated strip broker that I got sent, which would be really quite fun, I suppose. So we'll see. We'll see what appears on the other side. You're all wanting to know desperately at this point. You're sitting watching, and you've been very patient, and thank you very much for being so patient and watching me play. Well, not play, but we did play at the beginning. We had 9 minutes of that. Was that bridge? I'm still convinced it's bridge, but a variation of bridge. But it looked weird, didn't it, with the things? But you're sitting here watching me look at calculators, databases, spreadsheets, and word processors. But think about that for a second. Way back in 1982, they were creating these things for the ZX Spectrum and those 8-bit machines. So they're nothing new. They're nothing clever. The only thing that's really... do you know what I think the big innovation for all of those products was? And this is the absolutely the biggest innovation that anybody has made on the original design. Because the original design, for instance, of a spreadsheet is cells and calculations that go with it. The biggest innovation that anybody's made with them and word processors, even databases to some extent, spell checking. We spell checked it. That's where we got to. We spell checked the whole thing. That's the biggest, if you ask me, that's the biggest innovation for the whole thing. It quite literally has added a dimension to things so that you don't just make it look rubbish. That's just not loaded there. But we've got something else afterwards. I'm not even worried about instructions. So I think that's the big one. I think that's the really important one. I think that the spell checking is probably the most important new feature that they ever added. I know they've got grammar and other things like that, but realistically, I think spell checking is the big one. And I don't think beyond that they've added anything extra into the whole thing. Now we might actually be at the end of the contents on this side of the tape. And looking at the time, we're almost at 46 minutes. Isn't that interesting? The difference, obviously, between the sides of the tape... I'm going to fast forward a bit, see if we can find something there. It's not a lot. Without a doubt, we're at the end of that side of the tape. There's nothing else on there. There is literally a mouthful, a morsel of data. 46. A D46. Who'd have thought it? That we have a 46... Whatever else is. I'm just going to little rewind there. And there we are. Literally very little data at all. So this is the other side. This is the non-shining side of it. So no Jack Nicholson and no here's Johnny coming through it. I'm sure it doesn't do it in that voice because I'm sure it's Jack Nicholson's voice, isn't it, when he does it? So that was really good. That was a good thriller. Is that Stephen King? I think it is, isn't it? Don't normally like Stephen King. I'm not a big fan of Stephen King, really. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that a lot of people like him, and there are a few movies that I have liked in the past. I have liked, obviously, The Shining, and I've liked. Oh, what's the other one? Oh, see, now I'm having to actually think because I'm not that good at those things. Oh, the one with the comet in the sky where everything comes alive. I think it's one of the ones people everybody thinks is pretty bad, but I quite like it. Comet in the sky and what's it called? Green something or other. Death Row and all that kind of stuff. Put it in the comments below. You know what it is. Put them two in the comments below. Where it's the guy in the death row and it's there. Did he do Shawshank Redemption as well? You see, I'm not finding out that I've actually liked quite a few of his movies. Not sure Shawshank Redemption is Stephen King, but there's a few that I don't mind. All right, there's a few movies I don't mind that have been from his books. There was Gerald's Game, wasn't there, as well on Netflix? I think it's only on Netflix as well. That was okay. It was entertaining enough, but as I say, I don't know. I don't enjoy reading his books particularly. I prefer Clive Barker. I think Clive Barker's got is a much more wicked sort of, but I think he's all more horror orientated than. Whereas I think Stephen King would say is that's crashed, hasn't it? Boop. Yeah, I think that's crashed. That's not very good. We've got chess, and we've crashed on chess. Not very exciting. We'll do a quick one more on this one, and then we're gonna skip on to the next one because it's chess, and I think you've all played chess before. We might just have to go to strip poker. But yeah, I hope it's not too rude. I don't have to censor the whole thing. Anyway, yeah, I think I prefer, but I think he's more visceral. I think, and Stephen King's more a I don't know, suspenseful writer, maybe. Yeah, one's in your face and one's not, and I think I can't wait for the suspense. Maybe I think that's probably it. I'm probably just too sort of not lazy, but you know what I mean. Sort of, I don't know. Maybe it's too quick or too slow. Sorry, to work up to it. Whereas I've always enjoyed sort of Clive Barker stuff. There's a few others like that, but those are the two that always come to mind whenever I think of the two of them. I think of them together, if that makes sense. Two sort of people together. We're loading. We're gonna go for it. Do you know something? I suspect this stopped at the same place that other side of the tape did. You know, the one that didn't work very well. So anyway, decent sized video. This one. We're gonna give it a damn good go. I'm gonna get the mobile out just in case we need to do that because I haven't got. I should have a copy of this, but I probably don't handy. So we'll get the mobile out. We'll get all the PlayZX on, which is always a handy little app because it allows you to still load the tapes as if you were doing it the old way. So it was Colossus. Let's do that just in case. Colossus 4. There's 4 bridge as well. Do you know if there's bridge on this? I won't be surprised. Done. I have got that ready. So we've got Colossus for chess, just in case that doesn't load, and we'll give it a try. So it's quite a large loader, this one. CDS. I've got quite a few games by CDS. That's definitely not working right. Okay, let's pop that out. Let's get the old tape head, whatever else it is. This is probably why it doesn't work on a +2 here. But anyway, we'll give it a try. Strangling the tape on a side there. That's definitely not loaded. Let's just push the reset button on here. Let's put this in there. That was a shame. You know what that was? I jinxed myself, didn't I, by actually saying we're all good, we're ready to go, we can definitely do it. It's gonna load, and then obviously it's not. So Colossus 4 chess. I've got a few games by this CDS. I don't know what it stands for though. I don't know. Something CDS Microsystems 1986 is what it was. So I've got quite a few by them actually. To be fair, looking above my head at the moment. Nope, can't see any of them by them, but I do have some. Still swinging my head round the room. Can't see any handy, but trust me, I've got a few by them, and one they have what I would call the not most exciting of covers, if that makes sense. They're quite bland in the scheme of things. They're just white with the CDS logo on them, and very little else. I suspect Colossus, Colossus for chess is probably just literally this knight and whatever else it is. I don't think there'll be anything more exciting to it than that. It'll just be the bare minimum as such. So, first time we've had to get PlayZX out. That's excellent. It's great news. I always think the thing about chess is one of those kind of games. I think that strategically, or learning the strategy of it, because effectively it's a militaristic game, isn't it? That's what it is. It's an example of playing a military game on a battlefield or the 64 squares that there is a chessboard, and being able to sort of move around it. I always think that I think it's worth teaching people that, because the rules are fairly simple, but the complexity is quite high, if that makes sense. I have played chess. On and off throughout my life, and I don't mind it. I quite enjoy a game of chess sometimes. It's been a long time, really, since I've enjoyed a good game. I like more tactical things. I tell you what, I was looking at the other day, and I downloaded it the other day because I found it on Abandonware. There was some abandoned places that if you're ever looking for old PC games, always just type in the word Abandonware first, and then have a look. And what you usually find is that there's entire zip files of the complete game. Excuse the cough. No, it's not that. Just need a quick drink. I think we're all right. Okay. But you can find things on these abandoned websites. Very handy. Anyway, I downloaded Laser Squad, and I like Laser Squad. That's a Julian Gallup game. I've got quite a few. I've got quite a few recently. I've got sort of Chaos, and I've got Laser Squad itself, and I've got Rebel Star 2, and quite a few others. I'm really delighted with those as added to the collection and to sort of load and play. But I downloaded the PC version, and I actually forgot that the PC version of Laser Squad isn't quite as good as the Spectrum version, which is really... It's strange to say that, but because they made it sort of more three-dimensional in the way it looks and whatever else it is and tarted up the graphics, sometimes that upgrade doesn't make for a better look in the long term. That visual hike doesn't make it a better-looking game. It's almost better to simulate the time. If you were creating a new game now for something that had huge history, I think I would be very reluctant to push the graphics. If it was a 2D game and you were planning to do another 2D game that was on a flat plane, that say you were doing a platformer, right? And the only one that's running through my head, and I'm sorry, I apologise to anybody who hears his name and feels ill, is Dizzy. If you were doing a modern day Dizzy now, I have seen various versions of the modern day Dizzies. If you're doing it, you don't want to go too far. You don't want to go beyond, I think, the 16-bit aesthetic. You can do some cheats on it, but I don't think you want to go beyond that. You don't want to turn him into a three-dimensional character running around the place, unless you can find a way to do it respectfully, I think is the word I'm looking for. If you're doing a three-dimensional... If you're doing something that's bringing it up to this day standard, you've got to be careful how you do it. If you go too far with the graphics, it's quite a put-off, really, if that makes sense. It feels too polished. It doesn't feel like you've had the bit in between. You have to wean us up to the whole thing. You have to bring us there. But at the same time, obviously, you're trying to bring on the new gamers who may not know the history of gaming. I mean, the history of gaming is massive at this point. It's huge. For me, it goes back 40 plus years. For other people, it might go further. It's just huge, the history of gaming, if you think about it. It's brilliant, though, but it's really, 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 really big. Right, I'm going to swap over. We're going to swap this tape over and put it over here. Let's put that over there. Go over there. Excellent. It's over there. Right, your move. Let's do E3. Is it 3E? Oh look, the cursors move us around. Aha. Right, okay, so there's a little line that I can use. So that one to there. There we go. Let me think. That's unusual. That is an unusual move. Normally you'd move another one out. Let me think. It's thinking hard. Very hard indeed. Was this? Do you know what this is though? This is the example of somebody with a business, because it's got those kind of games. It's got that card game that I still don't know what it is. It's got chess on it. It just feels like that kind of business one. Let me think. The thing about this is I'm literally just loaded this to spend 3 seconds on it, go and looking at it. We'll let it take a move, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna take something with the bishop, I think, and we'll just so we can see it taking it. I don't think there'll be any exciting animation or anything like that. One of my favourite chess games was the original Battle Chess. The Amiga version and the PC version was absolutely wonderful because it added that little level of that level of there you go. It's nothing very exciting. It added that level of sort of differentness to the look of the whole thing. It was a different feel because when you took something, for instance, a pawn would take a knight or something similar. He would poke him in the family jewels, and he would roll over on the floor and die, kind of thing. That kind of stuff. It was really weird. There was some bizarre stuff in it, but at the same time, it's actually really good. I liked it for that reason. It was very good indeed. Okay, so let's just carry on. See what else is on here. We may have to do a little bit of fast forwarding here, but we'll see. So basic. Yeah. So far, I would call this purely a businessman's tape. So without a doubt. That's just part of that other one. Yeah, we'll just let that run on. Okay, there's the end of the tape. I love that little sound. That's cool. What we got now? I'm wondering if this is something. I'm not sure. I'm going to do load code on here. I think we're going to be. I don't know what this will be. We'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. I don't know what we're going to get here with this one. This businessman's package of whatever else it is. When I worked, I did a bit of work experience years ago, and it was PC compatibles. There wasn't Windows. PC compatibles. But the guy I worked with, who happened to be an accountant for a place, and kind of did the IT too. Very basic level. He basically bought the computers and they plugged them all in, and that was about the size of it. He actually had hidden on his computer. He had Indy 500, if you've ever played that. And the thing about Indy 500 was what I thought was revolutionary about it. This thing fitted in about 800k, tiny amount of space, next to nothing at all. Sort of fully coloured, ran in VGA graphics, so 640 by 480 resolution, and he used to play, sort of on a VGA monitor on a decent PC, or a reasonable PC at the time, and it literally was a sort of, Indy 500. It used to go round in a circle, and that's all it was. It's sort of a circular course, very unexciting and as such, but it had crashes. And what I used to do, and crashes and replays, which were also much exciting, where you could actually see outside the car. So you used to drive around in this thing and then attempt to create the biggest pile up you could on the game. It was just marvelous watching bits of the vehicles smash into each other. I'm sure that if I played it now, I would be most disappointed by the whole thing. I think it'll be probably not as exciting. Not as exciting as it was back in the day, but must find that at some point. Looks good. We're not doing very well here for lots of data there. We're past where I would say the bad bit was. There we go. Right, let's put load it. We're here again. Hey, second sidesman, not so as good as the first. Definitely not. Cyrus 2. Is this more chess? I have a feeling this is more chess. This is somebody who's loved their chess. Thankfully, I'm going to tell you now, thankfully there isn't an awful lot on side 2 of this tape. So there's going to be a point, very shortly probably, that we're not going to do it. Yep, this is somebody who loved chess. This is Cyrus 2 chess. I think I've got the first one, Cyrus 4 chess or something like that. Did this have voices in it? I think it may have done. Wow, this has been a disappointing tape if you were expecting something exciting. Sorry about this. But look at the draw. Yeah, Alligator Software. These are the guys who did one of my favourite games, Who Dares Wins 2. I love Who Dares Wins 2. It's a fantastic game. And they changed it. They did originally have a Who Dares Wins, which never came out. and they changed it. That's still loading, but it's not loading. That's brilliant. That's what we like. There, it's going to load now because I've rewound it a bit. That was weird. Timing there. Yeah, Who Dares Wins 2. They changed, or Who Dares Wins, should I say. They changed it because they got wind that Elite Systems, who were releasing Commando on Spectrum, were going to come after them and sue them. So they decided that they would change it just enough that it would be okay. So that's why we get Who Dares Wins 2. It's the changed version. There was never a first one. And to be fair, Who Dares Wins 2. Personal opinion, better than Commando, because I think it's got a better feel to it. I think Commando's good, don't get me wrong, with all the scrolling and whatever else. I just really liked Who Dares Wins 2. I don't think, but again, it's one of these things, isn't it? It's a bit like what Doctor Who or what James Bond did you see first? It's kind of that choice, isn't it, about which you do. I'm not doing another chess program, all right? You've had your fill of chess, all right? So we're gonna go on. I'm going to see what else is on this tape. As I say, we might have to do animated strip poker. Okay. Nope, keep it on fast forwarding. Yep, this is purely a business person's thing. Yeah, but I was saying it's better. It depends on your James Bond, doesn't it? So what James Bond you saw first is usually the first one you saw. So I saw Who Dares Wins 2 before I saw Commando, and although I like Commando as a great game, I think that Who Dares Wins 2... Oh my god, more chess. Dear God, how many chess programs did this guy need? I'm assuming it's a guy. Might not have been. I'm not sure I can handle any more chess. The same chess as well. This is one of them. This is one of those. Remember the Ghostbusters episode? We had a Ghostbusters episode. And by Ghostbusters episode, I mean, it was just Ghostbusters. There was it 12? 7 or 8? Maybe even 12. The thing that runs through my mind is 12 of them. I think when we loaded it, there was 12 versions of this. So the Shining tape really is a weird tape, this one, in the sense of the business stuff. I liked seeing the business things. I liked seeing some of the data that went with it. And to be fair, the guy, if those are his real figures, he did all right. He really did. His little business was doing fine. But yeah, what a yeah, Alligator Software. It's absolutely the same. So it must have failed to load the first time round. Decided that he put it on again for a second time, just because hey, we haven't got enough chess. So weird. It's been drawn by Nigel. I actually think it's amazing how much detail you can get on a Spectrum screen. I think it's the art on it is quite amazing. I actually tried drawing something, and I naively assumed that I couldn't do an awful lot with it, if that makes sense. There wouldn't be enough sort of pixels to be drawn on it. But when I started drawing, I realised that I've been extremely naive, and that there actually is quite a lot of scope for art within this space. It's a decent sized space, and there's quite a lot of scope for art within it. So my little arty piece of work that I had done was not as detailed as I quite wanted it to be. As a result, I kind of rushed it towards the end because I got not bored, but more a case of that it's like I didn't realise there was so much involved in actually drawing the art on it. I did a Christmas one once though. I did do Jet Set Willy with a Christmas hat on it. I did that for my Christmas one. That was quite cool. I like that one. But I cheated. I used really big squares. I used 8x8 pixel squares to create a gigantic Jet Set Willy. So it was like huge, but it was just basically like I'd zoomed in on the pixels and made them bigger. So I feel like I was a little bit of a cheat. I was a bit cheaty with that one, but it worked. It looked all right in the end. And to be fair, I put the effort in. I did it. Copied it from a drawing, but put the effort in at the anyway. I think I gave him a red outfit as well, sort of like a Santa outfit, which is kind of cool. I can't believe we're doing chess again. I really apologise.
Do you know, the thing is,
It called to me because it was all bright red, and I was thinking,
you know, it's gonna be.
there's gonna be something interesting on here. There's going to be something that we've not seen before, something exciting, something that will blow our minds. And here we are again. Space for menu. Do I use the cursor keys? Yes, I use the cursor keys, and then I press space, and then I press space, and we move there. And I don't think it says anything. I thought it was going to say something, but I'm disappointed. There we go. It just tells us what's going on. Hint, analysis, analyze, analysis, demo, invert the thing, printer, level, C board. See the board. Yeah. It's chess. Again, let's go on. Let's go for it. I can tell you're willing me to try the strip poker, aren't you?
And any more?
It's very quiet. It's like factory quiet, if that makes sense,
where the tape's been blanked. I knew there wasn't an awful lot on this side.
Do a little fast forward. I think, not to put a too fine a point on it, but that's empty. That's the remainder of the tape. We have had a business tape. Let me grab animated strip poker, because you know what? You deserve it. You've been waiting this long. Let's get the poker on. I'm dying to try it anyway, so let's get it on. So animated strip poker. I think I put a picture at the beginning of the video because I just to show this lovely thing from Daryl. It's the word. I don't like using the word, but it's minty. It's minty. It's very minty indeed. So it is by Nightsoft, and it comes in a lovely yellow case that you sent me. And we play strip poker, 5-card draw. Have you the nerve for the game? £150 and your skill against Mindy's modesty. Oh dear. So we've got to play strip poker rules. Could be in the raw, but it could be raw. Oh dear. Beware of Mindy's bluff. I'm glad I pronounced that correctly there. So we've got the artist, and we've got whatever else it is, and it's got the rules of draw. How to play striptease poker. Ooh, it's got all racy at the end of the video this time round, hasn't it? I know how to play poker. Let's see whether I can play it well enough to do it. It looks like, to be fair, I'm a little looking at the front cover. I'm just extended out the sort of the inlay a little bit here, and it looks like we're in some seedy place, to be honest with you, because there's the walls like broken and whatever else it is, and there's a bottle of alcohol there. This seems very dodgy. Look at this. Oh my goodness. What's Mindy got in her hands there? Dear me, Mindy. That must be Mindy's modesty there. Written by Storm and Tempest, 1985. Wow. Well, I don't know what else to say. Blushing. Just a little bit though. I'm quite excited to see what happens with this one. The last strip poker I played on the Spectrum was Sam Fox's strip poker. In fact, I was trying to get a copy of it for quite a while because it was one of those ones I remember, and it was on those tapes, and we were all like, "Oh, we're gonna have strip poker with Sam Fox." Seriously disappointing with the graphics at the end of the day. And although I just said how good the graphics can be, it was pretty disappointing back in the day. If I'm absolutely honest, it wasn't the best strip poker. You're better off, heading down the railway sidings and finding those special magazines that were put there by the adults, clearly on purpose. I don't know whether we're meant to do that now that we're older, and I don't think they do that now. They've got their mobile phones and all the internet, adult material they could possibly ever find. So they don't go down the railway sidings anymore to find it. I'd love to know who posted them there. Maybe it was part of a railway service, British Rail service, providing for teenage boys, cravings. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this conversation. It's getting a bit silly, but yeah, they used to. Yeah, do you remember that? No, only me then. Nightsoft. Let's get back to the game. You can't really avoid it, can you? What's going on the screen? 1984. This one, so 2 years after the Spectrum came out. I'd like to say thank you again, though, Daryl. Thank you very much for the gift. I love these things. He drops me things quite regularly, and I've been really bad recently about keeping up with my Spectrum updates. But he regularly sort of sends me things through. He's a proper collector. He's a collector of. He likes variants as well, and things like that. And he often sends me pictures of variants, and I say, and I'm confused because for me, just a jetpack's jetpack, but there's like two different versions of jetpack. There's one like this and one like that, and I get it. There's it's really nice to be able to have that variation and those subsets of things. I think it's really nice, but I'm like, I just want to play the game. But I do appreciate everything he sends me. He sent me Iridium recently. He sent me Caves of something or other. I can't remember what it was called, because I actually loaded it the other day and I played it. It was an action adventure game, or it was a text adventure game with a fully animated graphical interface. So by that I mean, when you said go north, you saw the little man walk north on the screen itself. It's kind of cool. I was very impressed by that, actually. I was very impressed indeed. Here we go. Oh, that's Mindy. Hi, Mindy. Press any key to play. Right. We've got a bit of a tune. We're pressing the key. I've pressed the key. Okay, let's play. Alright, Mindy. There's another one. Have you ever seen Breakaway? That's a bit of a dodgy game. I'll play for your shirt. So we're literally playing for clothing straight away. We're not even playing for that. Right, okay. I'm not taking my shirt off, by the way, Mindy, because you can't see. I know you don't, because you haven't got a webcam, so you don't no idea what I'm doing. Right. You, Mindy, whatever. Bet. So what have I got? That's my hand. I have 2 10s. I've got a pair, and whatever else is. Yes. I want to bet 25. Bet, yes. What do I need to... How do I bet? It's probably not... Please don't hung. How do I bet? Now I've got to read the instructions again. I'm opening the tape again. We're going to read the instructions. After all I said to begin with. Keyboard? Stand? Right, okay. Bet. Amount? 15. I fold. Yeah, okay. It was too much. I was too rich for her. I win the pot. 25. Thank you very much, Mindy. So does Mindy have to bet her clothing if I beat her here? Pressing the key to deal. Okay. Let's see what hand I get this time round. I have got nothing in there. Anti-upped. I stand. Right, okay. What am I going to do? Fold, stand, bet. I'll stand for the moment. New deal. So we both basically decided we weren't going to do anything there with that. This is very old school. This is none of the ones with the modern day running a river and all that kind of stuff. So nothing. So I need to stand. I'm going to stand as well. She stands as well. This could be a very long game, by the way, looking at this. New deal. Here we go. Pressing the key to deal. I have. I don't know why I've got my hands on the keyboard to try and push the buttons faster. It ain't going to make any difference. Oh, bloomin' heck. 9. There's nothing in my hand there. There's nothing in my hand. If I could get rid of some of it, I would. I'm just gonna fold. You're gonna get that. Call? Ah, we can call. Let's get rid of. There we go. She's drawn 3 cards. So all of that, she's drawn 3 cards. Really? So you didn't actually. So you've got a pair, basically, is what you've got. She bets 25. The bet is 25. Yeah, I'm gonna fold. Take the pot, Mindy. Help yourself. I've got to beat Mindy pot wise, otherwise Mindy's gonna maintain her modesty. Okay, got a pair. Naff pair, the lowest possible pair you can get. 2. Marvellous. I'll bet 10. She's going to call. That's cool. So I'm going to get rid of 1, 2, 3. She draws 3 cards as well. Oh, I've got 3 of a kind. Now that's a totally different story. So we can start racing. We can bet. I'll bet. And we'll draw her in here just gently. I'll bet 10. She calls. Let's hope I win. Here's my hand. 2 aces, whatever else is. I win because I had 3 of a kind. So there we go. Excellent. I like a bit of poker. Used to play Sega's Casino on the Nintendo DS. Love it. Still got it actually, to be fair. I have got 2 pairs there. All I need to do is get rid of the 1 card. I have got 2 pairs. I need a full house. She's going to stand.
I'm going to bet. What am I going to do? I'm going to bet.
Bet. I'm going to be gentle here with her. Just going to say 5. Yeah, okay. 3. Jack or a 10, please. Jack or a 10. Another queen. Doesn't matter. We have. She might have 3 of a kind though, because she's standing at 3. I stand. She's not.
She's winding me up, I think.
We're gonna bet. I'm gonna raise the bet there. She's folded, so I take the money. That's fine. I'll take it any day of the week. Most of that was my money, by the way. It was only 10 of hers. Okay, here we go. I definitely prefer it where you can see the river, which is basically where they put 3 cards in the centre, basically. I always like that. I always prefer that. 2s. 2 2s. We're in the same situation we had previously. Okay. Okay. And a bet. And put 5 in. She's going to call. That's fine. For 5. It's happy enough calling. Let's take... I got the worst possible there, though. The worst possible hand when you've got when the river comes up is 2 and a 7. Apparently, they're the worst possible ones you can have. There we go. She takes 3 as well. Oh my god, I've got 3 of a kind again, and the 2s. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet.
I'm gonna put 10 in. She's gonna call. I should have put more in. We're just slowly working her money away. What's she got? 2 4s. I win the pot. Excellent. We're getting there. We're slowly working her money down. Any key to deal? Enjoying this actually. Not played poker in a long time.
I like a bit of poker.
Poker's kind of of card games. It's one of my faves. 2 aces. Oh my god. Yep, that'll do nicely. Okay.
Yeah, so 10 in.
I'm gonna call, or I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet. Just give it nice and gentle. I'll bet 5, and then she can call because she won't call otherwise. And we're gonna get rid of 3, but she won't know I've got aces. She draws 3 cards as well. I haven't got anything good out of that, but that's fine. We've still got 2 aces. She's drawn 2. She's gonna bet 10.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to bet as well.
I'm gonna bet 25. Raise. 25. She's going to call. If she's got a pair, if she's got 2 pair, I'm stuffed. She's got a single pair. I won the pot. Wonderful. We're doing all right. Thanks for this, by the way, Daryl. It's excellent. Really is. Brilliant. It's a very simplistic poker game, but it plays really, really well. Really like that. Okay, so I've got most of the money now. What have I got in my hand here? We're gonna go for something else. We're gonna go for the same kind. You see how they're all hearts there? We're gonna gamble on the fact that I might be able to get 2 more hearts in my hand. So we'll give it a go. She raises 25. That's no good. So she's really going for it here. Yeah, if I call, it'll be another 25. No, it's not worth the risk. Hey, you can keep your 45 because that was mostly your money for a
Fred.
I wonder if it recognises when I'm actually bluffing or whatever else it is. That'll be interesting to know. 3, 4. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to stand on this one. I'm going to stand as well. There we go, we're standing on it. New deal. Okay. Press any key. Okay, here we go. Exciting. Not the best of hands either. Alright, as long as there's not too much money in it, I'm prepared to go for it. I'm prepared to gamble a little bit here. Bet 5. She's racing 15. Alright, okay, we'll call then. I'll call. And we're going to get rid of 3. I'll give it a try. She's drawn 1. Oof.
No, I'm not going to bet.
I'm going to call. Oh, can't. Damn. She's busy lining that pot up nicely. Let's call. See what she's got. Because she's meant to bluff apparently as well, according to the book. She's got 2 kings and 2 queens. Yep, you take that pot, no problem at all. Yeah, so the computer isn't. There's no real bluffing there. It definitely knows what it's doing. There'll be one occasion when its hand's low, but it doesn't mess around. It seems. 2 queens and a 7 and a 2, possibly worst possible combination there. But anyway, let's do this. I need to wipe out her pot. She's going to bet 10. That's fine. I'll bet again. Raise. Okay. Oh, she's going to call now. I'm going to get rid of 2. She's drawing 3 cards. 3 queens. Oh my goodness. She's going to bet 5. That's fine. I'll raise it. 15. She's going to call. If she can beat this, she'll have done well. Oh yeah, I won the pot. All mine. Okay, excellent. How much money has she got left? Can't have much left at this point. 1, 2, right, okay. Nothing much in that hand. She's got 45 in her hand. What's she going to do?
I'm gonna.
I think I'm going to stand on this one. She's going to bet 10. Okay. I'll call. 1, 1, and 5. Well, hopefully if we get all hearts, that'll be great. If we don't get anything, we don't get anything. 2 jacks. 3 jacks. Oh my goodness. All of a sudden, what a difference that's made to the whole thing.
Right, okay, I want to bet.
Gonna go 25. She's gonna call. Oh, she's got no money left. Hopefully, I've won this. Here's my hand. I won the pot. Uh-oh. Minty's modesty is at risk. I'm not sure where the animated part comes from. Is that the cards, maybe? They're the animated things. Let's go with... Yeah, okay. I stand. Let's see. I want to bet. I'll bet the 5. She's going to call for the 5, which means she's taking her money. And I'm going to get rid of 3 and 5. She draws 2 as well. Ooh, that's interesting. She only draws 3. I'm going to call. We'll see if we can get to call, and then we can see if we can do that. Bet 5. She's going to call. My dress is hanging up by a thread. Oh dear. Let's see if she's won though, because she only took 2 cards. So I'm a little worried. Oh, I won the pot. Sorry, Mindy, you've lost your dress. Take it off. Oh no! Oh boy. Don't look, don't look. Put your hands over the screen. Dear me. Oh dear. We're playing from a brat. Don't think we can go that far. I'm shocked already. It's not playing for my shirt. My shirt stayed on. Oh dear. I might have to censor this. Might have to censor this. Might have to put my hand over the screen and let you see what happens. Right, what we got? Hang on, where are we at? Oh, she's got more money though. We've got to play another 20 minutes to get any more clothing off. Look, she's been given all so basically though, once she's taken the parts of her clothes off, that's it. So I am not going to play any further because, well, certainly not on camera. Naughty Mindy. Anyway, we haven't got to Mindy's modesty yet, but yeah, that was quite good. I quite enjoyed that. Thanks for that, Daryl. That was an absolutely wonderful gift and a fun way to finish this episode rather than with more chess, because I don't think we could handle any more chess. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye now.